Well, hey friends, welcome back to LlamaMamaKayla's Yarn Tube. I hope everyone is having a great day, and I don't know about y'all, but it is hot here in Louisiana. It is so hot, and I understand some of the upper states, you know, more north than I am, because I'm in Louisiana. I understand that this is very unbearable hot season for y'all too, and just maybe hotter than years past, and I know you're not used to that heat, just like we're not used to the cold. So I've been thinking about people who live up north, how they're dealing with all this heat, because I know a lot of people up north don't have air conditioning. So I don't know. It is hot. People think we're probably used to the heat, but we're not. It is unbearable. I'm not going outside. When somebody's opening the door, I'm like, hurry, close the door. You're letting my air out. So anyway, today is WIP Wednesday, and so I am working on a WIP for Dakota. Yes, I have other WIPs for Dakota too, but this is the WIP that I'm currently working on for him because I want to try to get this out kind of quickly-ish. Dakota has gotten him an apartment, and he is slowly moving his things over, and he wants to be, I think he was going to try to be completely moved into his apartment by Sunday night. So he asked me to make him a blanket for his couch. He wanted a blanket of green squares, so he went and got out a bunch of green yarn. I've got green yarn like just piled up all around me here on this side of my desk, and also on this side of my desk. It's just a bunch of skeins of different shades of green, and he did get out some blues, but I haven't used blue just yet. I'm trying to stick to the greener tones. But depending on what else I need, I may end up breaking out the blues. Just let him look at it as it goes and see what he wants me to do. But anyway, so he wants a blanket for his couch. And so he asked me to make this blanket. And so I just dropped everything that I was doing, what I was currently working on, and everything else, and I'm trying to get this blanket out for him. Now, I won't have it done by Sunday night, but I hope to have it shortly done for him. But anyway, so I have been making squares. Here's my squares I've been working on. Right now, I'm doing two squares of each color. That's what I have so far. And when Dakota and I originally had talked about this, we kind of decided on a square with 4 rounds, going around 4 times. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 rows on this. And, excuse me. So this is what we originally talked about. Okay, that's fine and dandy. Except last night, I was looking at this, and I measured these squares, and I was trying to figure out like how many rows to make across, how many squares I needed to go down. And so I kind of panicked there, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to be working on this blanket the rest of my life. So I made the executive decision to make these squares bigger. So that's 4 rounds, and so I added 2 more rounds to make it 6 rounds. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So maybe I could get it done a little bit faster with bigger squares. He doesn't know I made that executive decision yet, but it's fine. Dakota's very easygoing. He just goes with the flow, so he won't care. But anyway, so that's what I'm doing. I went back and attached yarn to my 4 rounds and made it into 6, and so that's what I'm doing with this one. And I think these my desk is I got too much yarn on it. I think having the 6 rounds, it'll make the blanket process go a little bit faster with bigger squares. Hopefully. So that's what I'm working on. And if you've been with me for any amount of time or earlier this year, you know that I have another Wednesday WIP that I've been working on for Dakota, which is his Yoda blanket. I think I might have started that in December or January. And I was going to try to have that made by his birthday, which came and went in February. And I told Dakota, I said I was making it for your birthday, but I didn't say which birthday. So anyway, when I was working on that, I was trying to get it out by February, which was a total stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, one more row. Which would have been a total stretch and really pushing it to get it out that quick. Is when I was having all my esophagus issues, and my esophagus got really bad really fast. And then I was having a lot of hospital stays, a lot of doctor visits, and then I was having surgeries. And so anyway, needless to say, he understood that I didn't finish his blanket, but he knows I have my bucket over here of that yarn and the squares, and so I add squares to it every now and then. I'm not working on it consistently, but at some point I am going to get back to working on that consistently, so he can have that for his new apartment. So I will be getting back to that soonish, but I wanted to bust this blanket out for him. I don't want to be working on this one the rest of my life. And so that's what I'm working on right now. I dropped everything else. I had other projects, and I just pushed them to the side and started making this. Mainly because he asked. I don't know. Some people, turn their nose up at crochet work, or don't, like crochet work or whatever, or want anything crocheted. But, he asked me to make him this blanket. So, by golly, I'm going to make the blanket. So that's what I'm working on. And I did want to update y'all on some things that's going on with me, with my health. I've been in horrible, terrible pain, and I'm just trying to push through and wait it out and see what's going to happen. A week ago, last Friday, I had a really bad fall in the kitchen. I fell and landed right on my stomach and right on my feeding tube, which, it hurt immediately. It was in so much pain. And it took me forever to get up off that floor, too. I didn't know if I was going to get up. I thought I was just going to have to lay there until somebody came home. But I finally managed to get up. And my stomach and tube was just hurting so badly, so much pain. I made it through the weekend. It was just hurting. So that Monday, I went to the ER, and they, excuse me, I went to the ER because the way it was hurting and pinching and squeezing on the inside, I was afraid that the bumper was working its way out of my stomach and into the abdomen wall. And I didn't want to keep taking formula and stuff and it be going not into my stomach, but into the cavity around my stomach. Because that's happened before, and I ended up, really, really sick. And so, like I said, I went to the ER. They did an x-ray with the contrast dye that they put through my tube, and they said it was going into the stomach, that it was in the right place, nothing was wrong with it. And the doctor said that it was, you know, just like any other injury, it was going to take time to heal. And so I, you know, came back home, was dealing with that, but it was still a lot of pain. Like, just so much pain. It was unbearable at times. And I did have a little blood leaking from around my tube, which I had not been having because that has healed up and looks really good. And so that concerned me. And then it felt like to me, now, you know, I can't see inside my stomach. I don't really know what's happening. But in my mind, I had decided that it has worked its way out of the stomach and the bumper is up in the abdomen wall, because the muscles in my abdomen wall hurt like crazy, and that's what it did before when it had worked its way out. So I went back to the ER this past weekend, and they did the contrast dye again and said that it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. The dye is going right into my stomach. So I'm not sure what's going on with it. It hurts like crazy, and sometimes it is just very, very unbearable. Like right now, it is. It was feeling fine a minute ago, and now it's just like squeezing and pinching, and just it's up in that abdomen muscle. It just is hurting really, really bad. So I don't know what's causing that. Again, they said, you know, I injured it, and it's just going to take time to heal like any other injury. But this Friday, today's Wednesday, so in 2 more days, it will be 2 weeks since I had that fall. So I feel like that it really shouldn't be still sore and hurting. It's not hurting on the outside, like it's not anything around the tube. It's definitely on the inside, under the skin. It just hurts. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. Just wait it out, see if it gets any better. Hopefully it will. But I'm glad to know that anything I'm taking through my tube is going into the stomach and not into the abdomen wall. You know, out into the cavity between the stomach and abdomen wall. So anyway, that's what's going on with my tube. I'm trying to just deal with it and see if it gets better, since they can't find anything like physically wrong with it. But anyway, guys, I hope you're all having a great day and a great week. I am, like I said, just working on this blanket. I have other things that I was currently working on, but I pushed them over, and I don't have that much going on. Just working on some crochet projects and helping Dakota as I can with what he's doing. He's excited about his new apartment, and I'm excited for him. I'm going to miss him like crazy, because Dakota has been like my right-hand man and helped me and done everything for me. Not saying that the others don't, but Dakota's more readily stepped up to do things and just to take care of me and stuff. I'm going to miss him. He's my ride or die buddy. And I will miss him. But he's not moving that far from home. It's just a short little trip. Short little ride to get to where he is moving. And he did take me the other night. Our electricity had went out a Sunday night. Actually, me and Jody had taken me to the ER, and then we came home and we drove up, and Jody said, "It's not like the boys to be asleep this early." And I was like, "No, I wonder what's going on." And we got out, and as we were getting out of the truck, here come the boys to the front door with flashlights because the power had went out. And we didn't even notice driving through our community coming home. We didn't even notice that lights were out everywhere, that it was like really dark. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jody and I didn't even notice that. And so, well, a light was on at the church because we did mention how bright that light was on as we came by the church, which is not very far from the house. And so, but between there and our house, lights were totally off everywhere. And so anyway, saying all that to say that it was hot. Hot, hot, hot. Even though it was at night, it was hot. And so I still felt really bad, was hurting. Even though the hospital did give me a pain shot and some Zofran. And so I went in there and laid down on the bed, and I might have dozed off for just a minute, but then here comes Jody. Now, he needed to go to bed to get up for work the next day. So when he laid down in the bed, the temperature rose like 50 degrees. Not really, but it felt like it. That man can give off some heat. In the wintertime, that's okay, but in the summertime, no. So I laid there for a minute, and I was just like, I can't take this. It's just too hot. And I was really getting sick from the heat. And so I got back up. Elijah had went to bed because he had to get up for work the next morning too. But Dakota was going to be off on Monday. And so he was still up. And we sat in here and was talking, and it was just so hot. It was miserable hot. And we couldn't fix anything. I was out of tea. I was out of sweet tea. I'll just be honest. I was out of sweet tea, and I was miserable from not having any tea, and also from just being so hot. So I said, let's go ride and let's go get something to drink. So he and I went uptown and went through McDonald's drive-thru at like 2 a.m. Well, it was about 2:30 by then. Yeah, we went through McDonald's drive-thru and got some tea, and then we just went riding around and rode up to where his apartment is. And I didn't get out or anything. I didn't feel like up to that. I didn't feel like getting out and walking around or anything. So we just kind of rode around to see, what all was close to his apartment. He was showing me all the coffee shop that he could walk to, the places where he was going to have to walk to let his dog Taco potty. And actually, he is right by his work. He's like 2.5 blocks from his work. So he's going to walk to work. And there's a barber shop right there that he can walk to. There's a few restaurants that he could walk to if he could afford those restaurants. But they're very, very pricey restaurants. Like the restaurant he works at is very, very pricey too. So we'll never eat there. But anyway, so we just drove around for a while, and then Energy had texted him that the power was back on. So we came back home, and I showered because I was hot and sweaty, and went to bed. So his apartment's really nice. It's in a really nice area, and he has a beautiful view out his window. So he'll love it. And his dog Taco will be happy there, but I don't think his cat will be happy because his cat loves to go outside and catch things. And the cat, of course, won't be able to go outside. But his cat is a hunter, and he loves to go out and catch frogs and lizards and mice and just whatever he can catch. The other day, I was on the phone with my friend Angela, and I saw the cat going out across the front yard up towards the road. And we live in the country. We are way out in the country. So, I saw the cat. It was like he was creeping. I was like, what is he doing? And so I was kind of watching him, and he went out to the very edge of the front yard and laid on his belly, and he was creeping in the grass. I was just like, what is he doing? And so he had made his way to the road. And even though we live on a dirt road, and even though it's a dirt road in the country, we are in the wildlife refuge area, management area. And so wildlife agents go up and down the road, hunters, even though it's not hunting season, but people still go up and down the road. People use this road as a cut through sometimes, and just different things. So I was like, let me try to get him in. I don't want him, I told my friend Angela that I was on the phone with, I said, I don't want him to get run over here when Dakota's just fixing to, move. So I opened the front door, and I was hollering, Monty, come on, Monty. And I saw what he was trying to hunt. There was a whole herd of humongous deer right there by him. And I guess he was trying to catch him a deer. I don't know what he was doing. But he's a huge cat, and he thinks he's almighty. So I guess he was going to catch him a deer. But anyway, I got him distracted. The deer ran off when I started hollering for him, and so he came back in slowly. Slowly he walked to the door. But anyway, I've just rambled and talked your ears off here, haven't I? Well, I would love to hear what you're working on today. If you're working on a project, or what hobby you're working on, or if you're one of my dolly friends, what are you doing with your dolls today? I did get a new doll in, and I surprisingly just love her. And so I will be showing her soon. I haven't taken her to take outside and took any pictures of her yet because it is too hot to even think about that. Oh, and another thing I was going to say is that as Dakota, he's leaving, so his bedroom is going to be empty. And guess who's getting that room? Me! I'm excited about that. So I'm going to turn that into my dolly/yarn room. And I can't wait to get it set up and share that with you guys. It's going to be fun. I have some ideas, and so I'll talk more about that later. But I'm going to let y'all go because I know I've just talked your head off. I tend to do that. But I will see y'all again very soon. And I will be coming back to do another video to show how I'm going to connect these squares and put this blanket together. So you can watch for that video hopefully sooner than later. We'll see. Like I said, I'm going back around these, making these squares bigger, and then I'm going to see how big the blanket looks. And I'm probably going to go ahead and do 2 squares of each of these colors because I haven't done 1, 2, 3, 4, these 4 colors yet. And that'll give 8 more squares to go with all these that I've done. And that yarn is over here to the side in case I need to make more of that. But anyway, it's a process. And I will be sharing it with you as I go along. But thanks for watching. I appreciate you all very much. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're staying cool if you're in the hot heat. And I hope you're staying warm if you're in the cold. Thanks, guys. See you all soon.